How to Train Your Dragon is one of the most popular animated franchises of all times. The adventures of Hiccup and Toothless have captivated millions of viewers. However, when a live-action adaptation was first announced, skepticism was high. As it turned out, unjustified. The new movie, that was released in 2025, was extremely well received by audiences. Now it's official. How to Train Your Dragon 2 will also get the live-action treatment. This time, however, the filmmakers are choosing a slightly different approach than their successful predecessor. Find out all the details about the big sequel now in our new KinoCheck movie preview. The quality of the first remake clearly impressed Universal Pictures. The sequel was commissioned even before the theatrical release and was officially announced in April 2025 at CinemaCon. The trust in director and screenwriter Dean DeBlois is enormous. No surprise there. The Canadian has already made 3 extremely popular animated films. Naturally, he's also directing the second live-action adaptation. Strong conditions for winning over fans once again. The movie adapts the second animated feature, which is loosely based on Cressida Cowell's How to Train Your Dragon book series. The story takes place 5 years after the events of the first movie. The island of Berk has become a true dragon paradise. Humans and dragons now live in harmony, and Hiccup is no longer an outsider. On his journeys, he not only discovers uncharted lands, but also reunites with his long-lost mother and stumbles upon a mysterious ice cave filled with new dragon species. How to Train Your Dragon 2 also features a new antagonist, Drago Blodfist, a power-hungry warlord who views dragons not as friends, but as weapons. It remains unclear which story elements from the animated film will be carried over into the live-action adaptation, but one thing is already certain: changes will be made. Director DeBlois recently confirmed this in an interview with the entertainment outlet Discussing Film. The reason is somewhat surprising. According to him, he was not entirely satisfied with the animated version. Quote, "There are some things that I still regret, things I would like to address in the live-action adaptation." He also spoke with Sci-Fi about possible changes, admitting he felt some scenes in the animated film could have been done better. DeBlois would also like to delve deeper into some scenes. At the same time, he is aware of fans' love for How to Train Your Dragon 2. However, he didn't specify exactly which elements he was referring to. As soon as there is any news on this, you will of course find out in the KinoCheck app. In the first live-action adaptation, the filmmakers stayed very close to the original in terms of content and style. For some viewers, even too close. If there was one thing that was discussed among How to Train Your Dragon fans, it was often the great similarity between the first animated film and the live-action adaptation. The main criticism: why is a live-action adaptation necessary at all if the story is told in almost the same way? On the other hand, many argued that the remake worked precisely because it stayed true to the strengths of the original. It will be exciting to see how far the second adaptation will deviate from the animated film and whether those changes will enrich the story. It's considered certain that the main cast from the first movie will reprise their roles in the sequel. This includes Mason Thames as Hiccup, Nico Parker as Astrid, and Gerard Butler as Stoic the Vast. It's also expected that many other actors from How to Train Your Dragon 1 will return. Things get particularly interesting with the introduction of new characters, including Hiccup's mother, Volka. In the animated film, she was voiced by Hollywood star Cate Blanchett. Director DeBlois has already stated that he would love to see Blanchett in the live-action version as well, and that he will definitely offer her the role. Gerard Butler also voiced Stoic in the original animated film. It's possible that this concept of bringing voice actors into live-action roles will be applied to other characters too. Fans are especially curious about the casting of Drago Blodfist and Eret. In the animated film, Drago was voiced by Jimon Hounsou, while Eret was voiced by Game of Thrones star Kit Harington. Unfortunately, we won't find out until next summer whether the second live-action adaptation will be just as impressive. The theatrical release for How to Train Your Dragon 2 is set for June 10th, 2027. How did you like the first remake? And do you think it's a good idea for the sequel to include changes compared to the animated original? We look forward to your opinions in the comments.